Hello, welcome to Woodline Tracking. Today we're going to talk about a quick overview of nighttime warfare or nighttime operations, okay? We have a whole chapter in this in our handbook that we use for 4th generation warfare for 4th generation night. And we'll go over some myths that is out there that people talk about that we'll just debate here. So let's get into it. Foresaw. Everybody talks about you must have a white light on your weapon or whatever. I disagree with that. There is a piece of the pie for a white light, but it is highly propagandized too, and everybody's trying to sell you. And I'm speaking from a 4th generation style background here, and for 4th generation or zombie apocalypse, whatever you're preparing for. If there's police or if there's like a guy in your home, the white light work great. And there is a piece in 4th gen, but it's a very small piece of the pie. The biggest problem is people do not bother to get proper training or know how to use the white light the best. And that's for night vision, thermal, and everything. But the biggest thing I hear from people with white light is, oh, you got to identify the target. Well, that is true. But in a 4th gen environment or a crap hits the fan environment, shining a white light around is not recommended out in the countryside. Maybe in the city is a little different, but I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about the countryside here. You become a board magnet, all right? What you have to do to identify the target and that works well is the old thing, and I've done this in real life, yell commands like halt, who goes there. It works beautifully. I'm so here because of it. Basically, if it's in some type of military or crap hits the fan, and you yell at that because you don't know who the guy is coming up on you with a rifle, most time, if it's one of your guys, they'll yell back the password because you'll set up passwords and stuff. If not, and they try to run or take action, you know what you need to do. And you haven't gave away your position. So get in the habit of yelling clear orders to them if you're in security. Speaking from personal experience. Also, here in most states, if you have a weapon light on this and you shine it at somebody in the bushes and it turns out to be your neighbor, you just broke most of state laws by brandishing a weapon and pointing at them. So a lot of times maybe it's best to have a handheld light so you don't get into that trouble. Again, there is a piece of the pie. I'm not telling you not to have them. I own them, not to have them, not to use them, but you need to know how to use them properly. You don't fall down the propaganda trick of them trying to sell you all these high-dollar lights. Especially when it comes to 4th gen or zombie apocalypse, where you're preparing for. For that, you want night vision and thermal. You do not want to be shining a white light around out in the countryside in a bad situation. It would make things worse and you become a board magnet. My biggest recommendation is, if you're worried about all that, is to buy a good PVS 14. That's the best thing you can have. I know it's a lot of money, but if you can save the money or and get it, or have the money to get it, that's the best thing you can have at nighttime warfare, especially in nighttime operations, especially if you don't be working with teams. You cannot put a guy without night vision with guys with night vision and expect it to go well. You can't. It just ruins the whole team. Been there, done that. Basically, this is the best thing you can get, or better, and know how to use it and operate it and go out and do it. Let's just say you can't afford a PVS 14, then it would be get a thermal unit like this thermal monocular FLIR Scout. You can buy these scouts like a TK Scout for $500–600. You can go all the way up to one of these that is the 640 up to $2,500 or something. You do get what you pay for. I have tested and used them all. There's a big difference between the 640 and the TK, but it depends on what you can afford. And they have different, this is a 320. They have different ones all the way between it. If you can't afford night vision, you cannot save the money, and you worry about zombie apocalypse, get a thermal scout or something equivalent to that. Night vision is better. I recommend buy night vision force over thermal imaging, but If you can't string it, this is what you need to get one of these, and then learn how to use it. Because the biggest lie that you hear out there that everybody talks about is thermal's all seeing. No, it's not. No, it's not. You can hide in woods, you can hide in brush. I've been there, done. Anybody that tells you that has not spent time on it or used it in real life or whatever they've done. If you're not, you have to use thermal with good tactics, good SOPs, and it becomes a great tool to make it better for you. But if you just go out there and you scan and you don't clear dangers, you don't use it properly, your thermal probably becomes somebody else's thermal, simply put. Now it does help seeing through the brush. Typically you'll see through the brush 3 times better than the naked eye, but it's not all seeing. So learn how to use it properly, use all the tools properly, learn how to use your white light properly. Remember, if you shine a light on, you turn the light on, it's best to pull it up, you want a red dot or trilium sights, point it on what target you're targeting, turn the light on, keep it on no more than 2 seconds and move. You do not want to stand there, you want to use good light discipline. We go into it in our handbook, we offer classes on it, whatever you want to do, but learn how to use it and use it properly. Those are just my thoughts on this. Remember, time may go on, but your life may not.